Crystal, Lugo, and the others organized a deliberate, organized torture chamber.
Wow, I remember this shit too.
Unfortunately for her, the nature of her alleged crimes has been discovered by...
Wow, this is like crazy. This was a really big case in our area, dude. I didn't know this was there.
I couldn't be on the same unit with her, so either I was gonna beat her up or make her PC herself.
Yeah.
God, if one of these new bitches stare at me one more time, I'm gonna them in their face, because it's like I got a dick on my forehead. Like, what the y'all want? Like, everyone's staring at me like, what the y'all want?
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the W Number. I got this crazy video that I found on this women's prison in Massachusetts, and I know that everybody wonders what goes on inside these women's prisons. Like, for real, are they actually gangster? Are they tough? Like, is it a bunch of women that sit around and cry to each other all day, or do they like braid each other's hair and, you know, they all have sex with each other? Like, all these different questions that we have with about women's prisons and things like that. And I found this documentary that goes so deep into it. It's such a good documentary. It's right here in Massachusetts. Free Documentaries is the people that made it, and we're gonna dive right into this women's prison in Massachusetts because it's an awesome video and I had to react to it.
Charged with everything from drug trafficking, armed robbery, gang violence, and even murder. Our cameras captured every shocking and sometimes surprising moment of life behind bars. But jail life can be explosive, and every day can be a battle to stay safe.
You're going to harm yourself. Oh my God.
When good girls go bad, anything can happen.
Oh my God, I'm gonna break something.
Man, as you can see, right, it's in Massachusetts. There's some seemingly comical things that happen inside these prisons, but in all reality, this is going to get pretty crazy. You see women going through serious pain who are pregnant, lost control of their lives, and now the system's taking over. And the way we think about women in our country, in our state, and we don't think about them serving time in prison, stuck in a cell. We think about them at home, taking care of our families, taking care of our children, giving us that emotional support that we need. And, women are such an essential part of this community in this world. And it sucks to see them going through such crazy things. And it's also points out a great point about the system in general is that you see the worst of the worst inside here, where people grew up without the proper care or certain fundamental things that they needed as kids, and this is how it all turns out. So let's get into this.
It's a busy day at Western Massachusetts Regional Women's Correctional Center.
Western Massachusetts, okay. Springfield, Holyoke, all that.
It can hold around 350 women at one time. The inmates are categorized by those awaiting trial, wearing orange and housed in pod 3, and those who've been sentenced. They wear green and are imprisoned in pod 2.
So the orange pods, the women that are wearing orange, they are classified as pre-trial inmates. Now, they are not found guilty yet. They are just being charged with a crime. The women that are...
That's how it is in most county jails. If you go in there, you're going to be in a different color when you first come in. Like in Barnstable County, say, you'll be in orange is waiting trial and everybody else will be in blue. So that way they can separate the convicts and know who's who. Because technically, if a sentenced convict moves on an unsentenced convict, or something happens to that unsentenced convict, they technically haven't done anything wrong yet. So they could... People say you could allegedly sue, but I've never seen it happen.
In the green, they are sentenced.
All right, welcome to 3A.
Thank you.
All right. Hopefully you guys can obey by the rules, okay?
We will.
Okay, by the rules.
In pod 3A, a new intake of women awaiting trial have arrived, which always causes tension as the women settle in and jockey for position.
Can you back up for me, please? Can you back up for me, please?
Oh, you're looking a little feisty today. You got that?
That girl right there is a troublemaker. She starts all types of trouble inside there, and you're gonna see just how things work inside of different units when you get in there. If you got that troublemaker on there, it could cause all kinds of tension.
It's the ones that are just coming in that always stir up the drama. They're not comfortable. They don't got their daily routine yet, so they're fucking up everybody else's routine. It's when all the drama gets created.
Yep.
24-year-old Corrie Howe has been in WCC for over 2 months. Because of the new intake of women, she is moving into a new cell, which she'll be sharing with her friend Crystal.
So my new roommate, Chris.
That's always the most uncomfortable thing, finding out who your cellie's gonna be right when you come into county, and hope it's not gonna be somebody kicking dope or like some old ass man that just like can't get up on the top bunk and farts all the time or whatever, man.
So this is my filing cabinet under here. Personal letters I'm writing, jail mail.
Oh, I got lots of that.
Yeah. Well, we get these things called pen pals. We usually meet guys.
Ooh, they get pen pals too.
Give them our information. We start writing. And some of them continue to write after we get out. Some of us just want to pass time.
Most of these are from
Word, bro. I used to do write a prisoner, and man, that brings me back. That's crazy, right? We all do that. We put our information out there, try to get someone to write us in there.
my boyfriend. I send him a lot of letters and pictures.
Sex letters.
As one of the jail's more familiar faces, she's learned many of the life hacks that make a sentence more tolerable.
All right, tampon make.
Yo, before she even gets into it, right? Prison is like a science. The better you get your routine down and the better you get the attitudes of the COs down, the attitudes of the convicts down, and the atmospheres of different blocks, the better you adjust to your environment. And if you can adjust to a prison environment, you can adjust to any environment that's out here on the streets anywhere, man.
Yeah. With a shitty pad. There's 2 different kinds of pads in this place. These ones are the shitty ones. They're harder to make, but open it. You gotta peel off this wonderful top layer. If you're a female, you know how much using pads sucks, so you become creative.
Yo, it's crazy. That's an aspect you don't see in men's prison is those pads.
And then the inside of the tampon.
We're so ingenuitive. We always figure out ways to get over on people.
Fluff you use. Roll it up nice and tight. Put it all together. Fold this little flap down.
Yo, she's making her own pad.
Tie it in a knot so it doesn't come undone. And voila, you have a tampon with your little pull string.
Pretty good.
One of the first things I learned how to do when I came to jail, and thank God, because pads suck.
I think one of the first things I learned how to do in jail was work out and make a mix.
Yeah.
She is.
Is she here?
That's the boss. They got the music playing in the background like Rocky.
Toria Diaz, aka Baby D,
Baby
thinks she's
D.
a force to be reckoned with.
Everybody wants to talk to us. Everybody wants to like know what we're doing. Me, Nia, Iris, my roommate. This is our pod.
I know girls in my neighborhood and everywhere, like I run into them that have been in prison and can do that with the strings, and they actually get paid good money from people out here in the real world, like that do the strings. They become so good at it inside there that they get paid good money for it out here.
I walk around, my head high. I'm not scared of nobody. They can see that in me. So I come off as intimidating to a lot of the females.
It's crazy that she has that view of her own self.
Take me with you.
I'm not gonna like fix the way I walk and the way I talk to accommodate somebody else because they feel intimidated by the way that I am. This is just the way that I am. If you don't like it, then get the fuck from around me. I don't know what to tell you.
See, that's the worst part about being in prison is that you got ignorant ass people like that don't give a shit about you, that you're having a bad day. You could be having a bad day. You could be going through something too. But because they want everybody else to be just as miserable as you. They're so arrogant. They think their shit don't stink.
As a dominant clique, Baby D and friends are not interested in integrating with new inmates. They show their prowess by making a cake.
Ooh, that
whilst
thing's
the group
dope.
of new girls watch on.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Nia. Happy birthday to you. Yay! What you got?
What the fuck is wrong with these bitches?
Yo,
I swear.
here it goes, bro. Here it goes. And I've had situations like this, bro, where the bully, I've had to really put them on smash. See this girl right here, bro, right?
I swear to God, if one of these new bitches stare at me one more time, I'm gonna fucking sock them in their face because it's like I got a dick on my forehead. Like, what the fuck y'all want? Like, everyone's staring at me like, what the fuck y'all want?
She should have stepped up to the plate. We'll see what happens. I'll tell you the story after.
Oh my goodness. Very stubborn. I'm very loud, outspoken.
I don't know who the fuck these bitches think they are.
I could be nice, but if I don't like you, I'm rude as hell.
You still staring at me, bitch.
Very violent, yep.
The fuck?
Impulsive.
No one ever got to be scared to get their ass whooped, and that's on dead dogs.
We all need some fucking value up in this bitch.
You said what? What?
I try to work on the whole violent part, but you got to do what you got to do.
See, when you're sitting around somebody doing something like that, it makes you feel like you're personally being attacked because, like, who are you talking to? You know what I mean? Why don't you direct your talking at someone specific unless you feel like you're talking to this whole room and this whole room is beneath you right now? But people still do it and it's super ignorant. But when I see somebody, like, I've seen things happen before, like my boy Easy, bro, he got off the phone, he had got some bad information, and he was like, yo, somebody say something, fucking word on everything. I'm fucking knocking you out, blah, blah, blah. And this kid was so dumb, bro. He goes, something? And Easy just turned up and went, boom, cracked him, knocked him out. Dude went under the table. Was like, yo, what do you mean, bro? I was just messing around. And it's like, yo, he just said it.
I can't stand these bitches, man. Any of y'all, y'all just be grilling me. I don't know what the fuck it is, but y'all be grilling me like I got something on my forehead that y'all want. The cake's on the table, not on my forehead. Just don't do it again. Nothing. The fuck? Got your track shoes on, but what you running from? See, I know where you're going and where you're coming from. There's some maturity showing. It's just a baby in you.
For 21-year-old Victoria Diaz, gangster life and its occupational hazard of prison is in the blood. Her mother was a well-known drug dealer who gave birth to Victoria in prison.
Who knew that you was in the sports like that? All players because they all players.
You don't think about how this person grew up and what the trauma was that they went through and why they're acting the way they're acting, right? A lot of times you just take it at face value. This person's disrespecting, this person's being an asshole, and I'm fucking smacking the shit out of them. I'm beating them up, right? You know, a lot of times we got to take into consideration that they're just feeling insecure themselves.
Everyone knows my mother. And my mom's name's tattooed on my arm. So they're like, oh, Wanda's your mom? Everybody knows not to fuck with me.
Can't take back the love that I give you. Looking like a whole CO, girl.
Whole CO? You know what you look like?
A whole inmate.
Whole inmate. And a carrot.
I try to be good. Since I turned 21, I've been trying to be good. But people be trying me. I give them like 2 tries. Because I don't like being tested.
There ain't even
Bro,
one.
like she thinks the whole world's against her because no one's trying her. She's trying other people, and she needs to get her ass whooped a couple times before she realizes she ain't that bitch, bro, because there's other people that are tougher than her, bro. Fact.
What in the world?
I have a twin. But my twin was stillborn, and my twin was going to be named Crystal. That's why my middle name is Crystal. So I blame everything on Crystal. It's not Victoria. It was Crystal.
But like
Victoria is awaiting trial for breaking and entering and assault and battery.
But like, yo, people like that, they could benefit from an ass whooping because honestly, it'll save them from a lot of trouble later on in life. I'm telling you, man.
She attacked her ex, who was allegedly cheating with her best friend.
There was a door that was cracked open. So I just walked inside the house, closed the door, locked it, snatched him out of bed, did whatever I did. And then I ran to the living room, beat her up. But that was my best friend for 12 years, so she knows better.
That's why she's so mad in there. She's pissed that she's there.
So she thought she was gonna get like a golden ticket or something, and I wasn't gonna do it to her. She already knows how I get down. I have her name tattooed on my back too. That's what's fucked up.
That's a betrayal right there, you know?
Fuck that bitch up anytime I see her, because she deserves it.
Despite the tension, one of the new inmates tries to build bridges.
I know you ain't.
No, why we got beef though?
We don't.
Here it goes. This is it. You know, sometimes if you bring it to them like this, you know, it depends on how strong you come. You got to come strong, though. You cannot come like this.
I don't see why the attitude is.
Cause you stare. Like me too. Irate. So I'm just, I don't like that shit. I get stared at by the COs all day. I don't want y'all staring at me. And it's not just you. You took it upon yourself to come sit here and try to settle something that is not even there.
Okay, I just it was directing in that direction.
That whole table, yeah. She sat down with me and Katie. Like, oh, I don't know what your beef is. Like, no, the beef that you think there is, it's in your head. You want there to be beef, but you're not gonna win this. Like, she was just trying way too hard to fit in, and she just.
See, there's just no way to get through to her. Like some people, you just need to wipe them down in prison, man. You just need to make them respect you, bro. And it just sucks. It has to be like that sometimes, or you just avoid them altogether if you can.
She didn't fit in. Don't put.
But as you see, the problem in here is that you really don't get the chance or opportunity to avoid them, and so sometimes you gotta stand on your own 10 toes and go address something right away.
Over this phone. What are you doing? So it doesn't matter. Go around. And don't go behind me either. I'm not dapping you up. What's wrong with you? Really?
See, and you got to be ready to fight too. You can't go over there not ready to fight.
Go ahead. Nothing? No. If I see Iris or if I see somebody, like, I'll dap them up. You know what I'm saying? It's like a greeting without having to say words. But I don't know you. I'm not going to touch your hand. I'm not going to give you no fist pounder. I'm not going to do any of that. She went like this, and then she went like this, and I just like, I'm like, no, I can't.
See, I used to relate to the bully in some type of way, but I never bullied people for no reason. It was always the people that thought they were tougher bullies themselves, or like, you know, like tougher dudes. I never really picked on. Yeah, I can't relate to people like this though.
Walters, they want to open medical.
26 years old and 8 months pregnant Vanessa, like many of the women who come through the doors of the Western Massachusetts Regional Women's Correctional Center, is battling a heroin addiction.
I know that a lot of people just judge me off the rip when it comes to drugs and me being pregnant, but I tell them too, until you walk the day in my shoes or until you actually have experienced it, please don't say anything. Or I just tell people don't even touch subject on that, because that's not fair, because you're just judging off of what you heard.
In the US, around 10% of the female prison population is thought to be pregnant, and midwives from the local hospital regularly visit the jail to examine the pregnant inmates.
Does that hurt?
Yeah, that like really hurt really bad. I don't know why that hurt so bad.
Here?
No, up here when you were just right here. I don't know why. Ow.
It's crazy seeing women in this situation in prison, pregnant with like a person's child, where she's supposed to be getting pampered and, you know, being around family and getting ready to birth her child and bring a new life into this world. She's struggling and stressing about what she's gonna, you know, wear and where she's gonna live, and that just, you know, starting off whole backwards. You know what I mean? That's crazy.
Nice and strong, nice and regular. Good. All right. Did you get things for labor pain with your other births?
Yeah.
And I would guarantee you, I'd bet my life on it, that they don't give these women, these pregnant women or soon to be mothers, any type of programming to kind of help them that is meaningful in any type of real way.
My second one I didn't, because I went all natural, because I jumped from 4.5 centimeters to 9.5 centimeters in a half an hour. But my first one I did, I got epidural. And this one I plan on every intention on epidural. I never want to have a natural labor in my life. That is too painful for me.
All right, let's go talk.
This will be Vanessa's third child.
And when you were pregnant in 2013 was your first pregnancy?
No, it wasn't my first pregnancy, but it was my first live birth that I given birth to.
Did you go to term?
Yeah. I had her 5 days early, but that's full term.
How much did that baby weigh?
7 pounds, 14 ounces. Yeah.
First baby, boy or girl?
Girl.
It seems like these nurses are a little bit more sympathetic over there in the women's prisons.
Normal, full term.
And where is she?
She is in, right now she's in foster care.
Me losing my kids. It was probably one of my darkest moments as well. Because to me, I feel like it's not just you physically being there. I feel like it's your mind being there as well. Or like going, just even like I said, like doing an open adoption. That killed me the most. But like I did what I thought was okay. Like the people that she's with, they love her. They'll do anything for her. And I'm grateful for that. I couldn't ask for anything more. My youngest, she's in foster care. I didn't want these things for my kids. Obviously, I want my kids. It's just that's what addiction does to you.
And it's like in there, you stress about these things, right? And when you get out, you have to worry about the judgment of the world on top of it, right? Like you can't just get on your feet and be a normal human being, a normal citizen. You have to worry about being judged for being that pregnant girl in prison or whatever it is. You know what I mean? But it sucks.
Go ahead.
Vanessa, like all new inmates, must spend at least 5 days in the orientation unit.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the ladies, about 85 to 90%, using drugs heavily. It's pretty much detoxing unit. They go through the detox while in here. If they need longer than 5 days, they're gonna stay here longer.
See, that's how it is in the counties here, like Dartmouth and Worcester. They'll put you in an HSU wing, right? And it sucks. It's always got the worst conditions, right? Like dope sick people throwing up, and then like the suicide watches with like the cells with the glass windows lined up all along one wall, and COs sitting out in front of those cells, watching the guys in, through the windows who are standing there. They're like silhouettes with their turtle suits on, dude, right? It's like these strap-on uniforms that don't have any button zippers or anything you could use to harm yourself. Like these, we call them the Paper Johnny or the Turtle Flints or the Barney Rubble suit. Sorry, the Barney Rubble suit, right? And their fucked up hair or whatever, dude, just in there all looking all crazy and shit, bro. Like those counties, man, sometimes are pretty fucked up.
They're very needy and they not feeling good. It's like flu-like symptoms, and they have a lot of vomiting and diarrhea. So they constantly need more clothing. They constantly need this and that, and it takes them a little bit to get it out of their system. And that's what we call detox.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of pregnant women in and out of here before. Unfortunately, if they are heavy drug users and then they give birth to the baby, from what I hear, is not a pleasant sight to see. The baby can have everything from, they could be shaking, crying all the time. There's just so many different medical issues that come about when a baby is detoxing, and it is really sad. It's a really sad thing to see.
I couldn't imagine, just being addicted. Number one, right? What if the girl coming in off the street, she's on methadone, goes in there, she's taking the methadone, has to give birth pregnant, and the baby's dope sick and everything, man. Just think about rock bottom feelings.
No, the one that I was told to mix together, right, is the paternity oil. I know for me, being pregnant with the belly and all, it worked for me. My one worry is having the baby here in jail, because my daughter, unfortunately, she would be detoxing from the Subutex, because that's the medication that I'm on. I wouldn't be able to stay there and comfort her. Nothing. I would be there for the first 2 to 3 days. That's it. And they would bring me right back here. For both my daughters, my other daughters that I had, they were both born addicted to drugs. One of them, unfortunately, my first one, she was born addicted to heroin. Oh, I know what people say, and I know what they see. They see somebody that either A, doesn't care, B, is just a junkie, or C, the famous thing, oh, you care more about the drugs than you do your kid, or why couldn't you just stop? Why is it that your kids couldn't make you stop?
It's almost sad that it's better that she's in there having her child rather than on the streets and doing heroin or addicted to drugs still, which sucks to say, but damn, man.
It has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with the hold that addiction has on you. I feel like this time, if I have my kid in jail, I know I'll lose the baby. I know I would. And I just feel like all bets would be off and I just wouldn't care no more. An odd.
Angelina Morales.
Vanessa's being moved out of orientation and into a pre-trial pod where she will await her day in court.
I've been to jail more than 5 times since I was 22. The reason why I'm here today is because they call it a violation of probation. Yes.
Hate those PVs, man. And now it's about to get interesting. She's moving into a different block, bro. It always gets more interesting.
3V, man, come on. Me and my 2 best friends, we ended up getting arrested together pretty much, because pretty much my ID was used for stolen stuff. Bye, ladies. God bless and good luck. Hi, Auntie. Huh? Dude, I have to tell you so much shit. Your sister arrested me. Your sister. Dude,
Vanessa's best friend Kimberly, who committed the crime with her, is also in pod 3B.
What?
No, it's always good to have somebody there that you know when you come in to be like, hey, what's good, bro? And then, you know, they'll hook you up with whatever you need if they got it or something, man. But just having that person there when you come in is everything, bro.
Yes, yes. I'm so happy.
And luckily for her,
sometimes you got a bunch of people there and everybody's like, yo, ready, bro. You know what I mean? Depends on, you know, how many times you've been in and out.
Also be sharing a cell.
Hi, Auntie. Dude, I miss you so much. I was crying. This is my best friend. I'm so glad I'm in your room with you.
I knew it too because they were moving everybody, and I'm like, yo, the pregnancy match is already in here. And then I was like, she's gonna come in here. I was like, I know it.
Believe it or not, that was really a good insight on what it's like just sitting in a prison cell all day. It's just you and your friend talking. You know what I mean?
One of my biggest hopes for right now, for the instant future, would be to get into this program and have the baby and my mom be there. I definitely want to stay clean.
So crazy. Hearing that sound, man. The doors, man. Oh, I heard it the other day when I was on the phone with my friend Chad, bro, for the first time in a minute, dude, and I don't miss that.
Oh my God. Crystal Lugo has been in WCC for the last 8 months.
On the stress box right there. That's what we call it, the stress box.
Dangerous weapons and assault and intimidating a witness.
Authorities today calling the scenario an organized torture chamber. An unidentified teenager from New Jersey taped to a chair in the basement of a home in Massachusetts. News 12 New Jersey's Eric Landskroner has the story.
Once inside, Crystal Lugo and the others organized a deliberate, organized torture chamber
Wow, I remember this shit too.
for the victim.
Unfortunately for her, the nature of her alleged crimes has been discovered by...
Wow, this is like crazy. This was a really big case in our area, dude. I didn't know this was there.
Prison hard girl Baby D, who knew the alleged victim.
I couldn't be on the same unit with her, so either I was gonna beat her up or make her PC herself.
And the plot thickens, so you see it on the news and you don't realize the little community ties and that she knows when she gets into county, she's got beef with Baby D and she's about to get it in.
It was determined by the supervisors that Crystal Lugo's information got out to the other inmates. I don't think Lugo was requesting to come on protective custody, but I think it was by the supervisor decided to be everyone's best interest to get her off the unit.
Why am I shot?
See, sometimes, man, that PC shit, bro. I don't know if she requested to go to PC or if they just administratively PC'd her. I've seen that happen sometimes where they have like a high profile convict, like say Aaron Hernandez in the county, where they had him there for a couple of days, like locked in his cell until they figured out what to do with him or something. But like, you know, high profile convicts are the exception. But other than that, you pretty much get, you have to request to go to PC, and you know, that's frowned upon inside there, man. Anybody going to PC, I've seen guys go to PC and then be yelling over, trying to come out and shit and set it up, bro. But it's like that shit, you will never shake that, bro. You go to PC and everybody's gonna know you as a PC forever.
Crystal's been placed in segregation under protective custody and in the care of Counsellor Peach.
My name is Richard Peach. I'm a correctional counselor. I've been doing that for the last 3 years. My office is right in the middle of segregation with a special management unit. The idea was to have a counselor or a caseworker.
That's the whole.
In the unit at all times. So if any inmates were having a hard time dealing with being a 1B, being locked up 23 hours a day, they would have a caseworker or a counselor who could see them.
Baby D claims Crystal's victim was her gang sister.
It's not my real little sister, not my blood little sister, but I was taking care of that little girl. She's like my little sister. We was living together for a really long time. Her and her boyfriend and her brother.
That's not who you want to have smoke with up in that prison, man. Baby D.
Put my little sister in a dog cage, cut all her hair off, burn her with cigarettes. Crystal beat her in the legs with a crowbar so she couldn't move. Like, I was so surprised.
Bro, that's sick, bro. That's some sick shit. And I wouldn't be surprised if she gets wiped down anyways by somebody else.
Like that was her, like, because she got way fatter than what she looked like, so I didn't recognize her.
There's some different types of people in prison, bro, and that's just one of the types of people you'll end up seeing. But you know what? Technically, you don't ever really see them in the counties. Like they keep them like this PC, protective custody. They hide them away and shit like that until they finally get upstate, and then sometimes they hit mainline, or they end up getting out into the population somehow, and then that's where they get crushed or moved on.
At first, Victoria Diaz knew the victim as well as she did, so we weren't prepared for it, and we weren't expecting this. So when this happened with Diaz, when she was talking to a lieutenant and then freaking out, it's the first time we knew about it, that Diaz was actually either friends with or related to the victim. If we would have known that beforehand, they probably would have been separated.
A machete was held at the victim's neck at the direction of Crystal, and Crystal told the victim that if she lied or continued to lie, they would hold the machete closer to her neck.
Police in Massachusetts say it was a few days after Christmas when they received a call from a juvenile being tortured in the basement of a home. When they arrived, they say they found a 16-year-old sitting on the edge of a mattress, crying and scared. She told police that about 8 people, 4 of them in court Wednesday, stood around her as she was tied to a chair, burned with a cigarette, and her head was shaved. All of it retaliation for what she told officers was a home invasion that they believed she had set up.
See, the problem here is nobody really knows the truth. You know what I mean? There was no case.
That's the thing, is that the news makes it sound one way, so sometimes people get a negative view that they really don't know exactly what happened. You know what I mean? But there's always 3 sides to the story.
So they tried to get my brother with rape, but it was not him. And when the victim seen that he was being charged with it, she called the detective and told the detective that that wasn't the case. My brother had nothing to do with it. The gang is the one who did the home invasion on us, but I don't know if Diaz has anything to do with it.
I be telling them, if you guys want me to handle things the way I handled things last year, I would drag an inmate and bring her in my room just to fight her. I'll drag you into the closest room. Any room that's the closest to where we're at, that's just how it's gonna be.
To tell you the truth, in a male prison, if she was talking like that to anybody in particular, that would be considered ratting in itself, bro. You're not supposed to say nothing. So that way, when that person comes through, you can actually move on them when you see him. By telling them about it, you're basically admitting you're scared and that you don't want to fight the person because you know that they're going to take them and move into a different place.
Maria just responds to everything with violence. Just doesn't have a lot of great coping skills. And she hasn't been taught a lot of great coping skills. Like I said, she grew up in houses and gangs and just not a lot of opportunities.
Personally, I think that they should move her because I've been here for 8 months and haven't had a single issue. We did get along. She would ask me questions. I'd tell her. We've talked a couple times. This just all came out of nowhere.
Oh, sorry, wrong door. Close the door, please.
Crystal's troubles are bigger than Baby D. In retaliation for the alleged crimes, a hit's been ordered on her by a local gang known as the Kilby Street Gang, of which Baby D is supposedly a member. Rumour is 2 members are deliberately trying to get arrested in order to get sent to the prison to carry out the revenge attack.
Yo, that's some dedication right there, getting arrested just to go to prison so that they could carry out an attack. Not for nothing, if those 2 people or whoever it was actually got caught doing that shit and the whole plot was foiled like it seems like it is, that's a Fed case.
It's a gang from Worcester.
And not for nothing, the Kilby Street, bro. I got some good friends who are Kilby Street, and I didn't know she was Kilby Street. I didn't get this far into it, but yo, Kilby Street's a deep ass crew. But when I first came across Kilby Street, was in Worcester County back in the day, and it wasn't like that. It was just a street, literally just a street. That shit blew up upstate on the south side of the prison in the Max. At some point, guys just got together and started putting people down like it was a gang, and then it exploded, man. And it's a Worcester gang now, and it's like this big gang, bro. But
they got a price on her head because she snitched on two of our guys or whatever. So there was two girls coming in and they was gonna beat her up or whatever for a price or whatever, I'll do that shit for free. I don't need no money for that. I will beat you up. I'll $150 your face, like cut them straight across their face to make them look different. You ain't gonna look the same after I'm done. So I stomp you out. I don't jump people though. If I'm getting jumped though, obviously we're gonna come back with more females, but
Sounds good.
regular stuff. They're not gonna put Crystal back in here. She's scared for her life.
Until the jail can
I don't know. To me, it kind of seemed like Crystal didn't really say anything. It seemed like they just grabbed her and put her in there. I don't know. I didn't see where it said that she said anything about this beef. It looked like it was just this other girl who said something about the beef, and they grabbed this girl and put her in segregation. It's like, oh, just because the administration thinks that this girl who sounds like she's big and tough, blah, 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 so they grab this girl like thinking she's in danger, but really she's probably just a convict as far as like being in the block or whatever. I don't know, what the details of her case or whatever are, but like, I guess she burned some girl with a cigarette or something. I don't know if they're the same age or what was going on with that, but like, yeah, man, it sounds like they just grabbed her and put her in PC, and this other girl is basically the reason why.
If the threat is real and Diaz is telling the truth, Crystal's life could depend on her remaining in segregation.
Although they both are talking, way more than any guy would in any guy prison. Because, you talk like this in any male prison, I'm telling you, like this right here, all this information, everything like that, that would be no bueno.
Marker 14.
In the Western Massachusetts Regional Women's Correctional Center, it's the inmates' favorite day of the week, Commissary Day.
Commissary Day is Tuesday. I guess they call it around the jail Turn Up Tuesday. When commissary comes, it is a bit of a chaotic day, to say the least.
That's Christmas right there. That's Christmas morning.
Inmates in the jail can order extras like sweets, snacks, and toiletries, as long as they have money in their account.
Hell yeah.
One of the inmates, India, seemingly something of an entrepreneur.
On a canteen day, you could smell the canteen bags in the air. It's got like this different type of smell to them. Shout out to anybody who's been in prison and knows what I'm talking about. The smell that the canteen bags have, like when you get close to them, like you could smell them through. If they put them in front of your door, you could smell it under the door. Like, yeah, man, canteen morning, bro, brings joy to my heart.
Has spotted an opportunity to turn a profit from her prison stay. Buying up lots of commissary, she sells it to the other inmates, often at double or even triple the price. This store running is against the rules, and
I can smell it now.
To crack down on this scam. She could get up to 10 days in the hole if caught.
Ooh.
You want to see my stats?
That's what I say. Like, what are you gonna do? Throw me in jail, bro? I'm already in jail, man. Like, she's hustling canteen trying to get by. Like, give her a break.
Ash, it's down here. Am I supposed to say this? I might go to jail. In jail.
I just said that.
So I have a store.
Store runners like India often take advantage of new inmates who don't yet have money.
I always had a store, but I always had other shit going on that was, bringing the money in for the store and shit. So a store would be like another side hustle. You know what I mean? I had several different hustles.
Money in their accounts. They can put their purchase on a slate, but the interest rates mirror those of a loan shark.
This is my stash. I could get in trouble, obviously, if they see all this food.
So petty.
When new women come in the pod, they will act like they're trying to help them. And they'll say, listen, I'll give you a soup because I know you're detoxing, you're not feeling well, but you have to give me 2 or 3 in return.
Mostly in Massachusetts, it's 2 for 3. So if you give them like 2 bags of coffee, they'll give you 3 back. If you give them 2 soups, they'll give you 3 back. So it's a 2 for 3, shit like that.
Then you're kind of in debt with the other inmates in the pod. And they say,
and it's never about debt. It's never about, putting somebody beneath you or something like that. It's just about running a business, simply running a business and getting that money back and continuing to grow that store so that your store could become the biggest store on the block. And once your store is so big, everybody's going to come to you. You know what I mean? So you'll have the biggest store in your block and it's constantly feeding itself. So you can eat for free and you never run out of food. So that's the deal with the store.
Then we could have many issues such as if you don't pay this back, then you're going to get jumped or something of that sort.
Yeah, that is typically what would go on, right? So most stores don't want to have to fight for their food, because then you go to the box and you lose all the stuff that's already on the block out, and you're supposed to get it back. You know what I mean? Because with the store, you take a risk also that, you're putting all your stuff out there and expecting everybody to get it back to you that canteen day. And sometimes guys don't pay. When guys don't pay, you got to go and you got to lay down the law, or you vig them and you charge them a couple of extra dollars, you know what I mean, for every week that they're late.
People come, they're like detoxing off like dope or like whatever, or they've been smoking crack for weeks and weeks and they haven't ate. So when they come, like all that comes back and they're like so hungry and stuff, but they crave sweet stuff. So I just buy a whole bunch of sweet shit.
Addicts crave sugar because it has a similar feel-good effect on the brain to drugs and alcohol.
And it's just like I'm used to doing this. I don't know, like just like what the shit that I've done all my life, but it's a hustle. It's a hustle in jail.
Definitely.
I was charged with trafficking of heroin and trafficking of cocaine.
There's really no difference between what I do in and out of jail.
I mean, there is kind of a difference between hustling canteen and hustling crack, I'm sorry to say. And the stakes are definitely different. So yeah, there's a difference.
That's bad. I mean, it's food right now, so that's good. But that's bad. That's bad. That means I haven't learned shit, huh?
No, really.
I don't know. It's the same thing. It's really the same thing. It's the same exact thing.
In pre-trial 3B, 8 months pregnant heroin addict Vanessa's only chance to get out of jail before her due date and to keep her child is to get onto a residential drug treatment program.
The long-term residential program is somewhere that we actually help the women apply to. So that is a large part of my job as a caseworker. If they're willing to change and they want to stay clean and sober when they are released from jail, we will help them, with all the paperwork and do the referrals. There are programs for women who have just given birth, dealing with postpartum. There are programs for families, so women are able to take their children with them and be housed there. So there's so many different kinds of programs that we work with the women.
So programs, by programs, they mean outside entities that they send these people to that wrap up their sentences or go home on parole. These are not programs for everybody. Most women that give birth and are still serving their sentences, they're going right back and their baby's going to a freaking foster home. Like, don't get that twisted. This woman's trying to make it sound like they got all this great stuff for you. Prison is not a place where they accommodate you. You go in there, you give birth, they'll rip that baby out of your hands and give it to a foster care and send you right back to prison. They don't give a shit about your feelings. And I've heard it from many different women.
I'm filling out an inmate request form because you have to fill one of these out in order to like see medical or to see a sick call if you need like something for like the bathroom or you're nauseous or anything like that, or to see a counselor. Hey, am I meeting with you? Great minds think alike. I have court on Thursday and I'm trying to get into a program and my counselor can help me and she can make phone calls with me. Yes, I have a life coach. Her name's Lisa. She might have a program for me this Thursday because I need to get into a program by Thursday, especially because I'm pregnant and I'm due next month.
Hi, is this Lisa? Hi, Lisa. This is Liz Davis. I'm a correctional counselor assigned to Vanessa Wouters.
Hi, Lisa. So I talked to my mom and she told me that you supposedly might have a program for me for Thursday.
Yes, I'm looking into it now. I actually emailed Dan4 morning because I just want confirmation that, if you're getting out, because,
Oh yeah, because Judge Cal.
Well, that's so crazy. I remember that feeling. I was just in county right now before I got out on this last dirty urine before I changed my whole life around, sitting in the office of the caseworker on the phone with the program who was waiting to take me. And that was the Hope House. But I did it 2 different times. One was Stepping Stones, which that program sold me down a river real quick. you know, fuck stepping stones. But then I went to the Hope House, right? The Hope House changed my whole life around in that place. Even, you know, there was things that they could have done that could have been better, but I took it upon myself to make it this time because I knew this was my last chance. No more after this, right? But just sitting in that office on the phone, man, these things bring me back.
That if I have a concrete plan and a way to get there, that he quote unquote will entertain it, and he will definitely for sure do it on this date.
I put all this effort into getting to a program. You can't do what you did to me last time.
I won't.
Okay.
I promise.
I will get to that today, and I'll call you later on today.
Okay, thanks.
She's doing exactly what I did, but pregnant. She's on a probation violation, going to her second program. And yo, it's crazy, just the similarities, but she's pregnant. I couldn't imagine.
That's great. Thank
All
you
right.
so much.
Thank you, Lisa. Let me know about everything else if you can.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Have a good one. Oh, yeah, you're covering the break on this. So.
I'll be right out.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
One of my biggest hopes, be able to maintain life on life terms clean. America. And just to be able to sit there and be like, yeah, it's been hard, it's been hell, but I'm finally doing it.
Tessa's best friend Kimberly, who's currently sharing a cell with her, is there for moral support.
I'm so happy I'm in here with my best friend. That's my best friend from the street. But I'm just glad, like I said, that I'm in here with her. Because she's definitely one person that can keep me out of my own mind.
So Thursday. Well, I don't know.
You should be getting out.
She
should be getting out, and I should be going to a program. That's how that cookie's gonna crumble on Thursday.
Vanessa is having positive thoughts about it. Every time she says something's gonna happen, it usually does. And she thinks everybody's gonna go home. So hopefully that happens. Hopefully you won't see me.
You know what's crazy is I had a cellie, right? They put a guy in my cell 3 days before I was leaving, right? On the night before I was going home, the night before I was leaving to go to the program, my cellmate OD'd and almost died. I was sitting on his chest, giving him CPR, and I was banging on the door, trying to get the CO's attention, smashing the door, banging it, trying to get them over there, right? For 5-10 minutes, man. The kid was like he was turning blue. I'm giving him heavy CPR, you know, chest rubs. I didn't use the whole time I was in there, dude, right? And then the morning before I leave to go to a program, I take a little square of K2 and I eat it. And I'm in the van fucking tripped out, dude, like I'm high. And I'm like, why did I do that? What if they test for K2? And it was like, I'm self-sabotaging. I didn't get high the whole time. And then all of a sudden, right when I'm going to the program, I decided to be stupid and eat a stamp for the van ride. And I'm in the van just regretting life. I'm like, why did I do that? Because when you smoke K2, you start thinking of all your fucking the bad shit, dude. And I'm like, I'm going to get kicked out of this program. I'm going to fail a urine.
Crystal Lugo has been moved into segregation for her own safety. Inmate Victoria Diaz has claimed a retaliatory hit has been placed upon Crystal by the Kilby Street gang.
That's it right there. She was, bro. She's the reason she told on her to get her put in PC. That's fucking whack.
Of which Diaz is allegedly a member. Councillor Peach, who is in charge of segregation, has received a letter from Crystal.
Ms. Lugo is appealing her being placed on protective custody status. She believes that she should not have been moved. It should have been the other inmate.
Since Diaz has been in 3A, there has been a few altercations between her and other inmates that she has started. I've been incarcerated for 8 months and remained in 3A the entire time with no issues and people knowing my case.
See, this is the thing, right? Now, she's definitely telling, according to a men's prison I was in, according to any prison I've ever been in. But in the prison that she's in now, where she is, she's just a person that doesn't know any better. She's writing a letter thinking that this is what everybody's doing. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just a person. I'm trying to get back out. And this is what makes sense to do, whatever. I mean, she's a girl, and it's almost like I don't look at them the same. But like, yeah, she's definitely, that would be considered telling too, though.
While being in 3A, I've made a few great friends and companionships that I wish to continue. I understand that my protection and safety is important, but this is very unfair. Please take into consideration what I have said above and notice that I'm not the problem. I would greatly appreciate it if I moved back to 3A. Thank you in advance.
But it just goes to show that she's really trying to be out there and pop. She's not trying to be locked in 23 hours a day for no reason because somebody else told on her. That's so fucking whack.
Google's still saying she has no idea how her information got out, but obviously she gave it to somebody. That's why inmates are always told not to share anything that's going on with their cases, because information gets out like this, it continually.
Man, people find out shit from the streets and send it in, bro. Like there's many different ways. Like that could have been anybody. They're trying to blame her for giving her information, locking her in the hole. Like what the fuck?
Becomes a problem and kind of leaves us in a tough spot.
Before the officers can make a decision about Crystal, they have to investigate if the gang threat is true. Leading this investigation is Lieutenant Sherrard.
After I met with Victoria Diaz, I went and looked up the information on the computer. It appears to me that she was repeating to me verbatim what was on the news report. I'm having some people look into reviewing phone calls to see maybe she made a call to someone.
Hello. Hi, mommy. Hi, baby. How you doing?
The officers are listening to a recording of Victoria Diaz's phone calls to see if
They record everything in there, so make sure you're very careful about what you say, because you might do something, you might say something not thinking about what could happen in the future. But when I was in the county and before I beat up the CO, I was on the phone telling my mother, I'm gonna smash one of these COs out and just go upstate and get my sentence forthwith, because I don't want to be down in this fucking whack ass county anymore with these punk ass cops think they're so tough. And boom, a week later I'm smashing a cop out, and now they're using that statement I made on the phone, and then another one I made in the visiting room where a CO came over to tell us to wrap it up, but it was like 5 minutes early, and I got crazy with the CO, and boom, they use that. You know what I mean? So you got to be very careful about what you do.
any information was given on Crystal and if her Kilby Street gang mates are coming in.
Those are mandatory.
Kilby is known for drug dealing and sex trafficking, and they have money, and it could be possible that they could get that done. So just gotta be aware of these Kilby members, and if they're coming in, and keep a close eye on them and identify them. We look for tattoos, information from informants, and law enforcement help us out a lot in identifying these inmates.
8 months pregnant Vanessa needs to get on a drug treatment program before she gives birth. If she doesn't, she'll lose custody of her baby. She's desperate to speak to her mother.
I just want to know where the hell they found like Australians and English people to do this documentary in Massachusetts. Like,
to find out if there's been any progress.
I'm gonna kill my mom. Yeah, she didn't answer.
That's the most frustrating thing in the world. That's the most frustrating feeling in the world, knowing when people don't pick up the fucking phone out there. Oh my God, dude.
I have court tomorrow.
Hey, especially if you're waiting on something and you're supposed to get money for something and you really want it, bro. And it's like, you don't know if it's going to go, but even still, like, you just want it, dude, right? And it could be so frustrating.
How is it that my mom's not answering me? And people know how I get before court because it's anxiety filled, A. B, I'm nervous. And C, like, this is important to me and my kid. Like, it's a program. It's not like it's just like, oh, hey, an IOP, or oh, hey, a methadone clinic or a Suboxone clinic. No, like, this is like where I'm going to be living. This is where I have to start my life again. Like, and it's not fair.
Yo, it's crazy because these emotions are so fucking relatable, bro. When I was in there, and it's like you feel like people out here just take it so lightly. It's just a missed phone call, but in there, it's the end of the world. Don't they know we're going through this? Don't they know this is what we're feeling like? Don't they know that this is this and this? It's like, this is everything. You know what I mean? And they don't even think to pick up the phone. It's crazy. Yeah.
When I'm doing all this, it scares me because it's bringing up my stress level, and I always go early in my pregnancy. So if I have this baby here, that will kill me. That will crush me. And I don't think, like, and it sucks to say this like this, but like, I don't think I'd be able to stay clean because I wouldn't be able to be in jail, have a baby, lose a baby, be on medication, and then detox from a medication. Oh, and then do jail time and want to be mentally stable and stay clean. That's not going to happen for me. I don't have the devices and the people and the services that I would need in place for that to happen. So I
mean, as true as that is, they should have better support systems and community in place for people who are coming out of prison, especially facing a struggle like having a baby or, you know, whatever that they're going through. But, you know, this girl's right in one way, but wrong in another, where she's painting herself into a box saying, I'm going to fail before she even has to go through it, bro. You know, you hope for the best, but expect the worst. And being a convict, we can't control nothing. You really do have to just take anything that's thrown at you. And the best way to do it is just do it with a smile on your face and grit your teeth and look forward and do what you got to do, get it over with, because at some point your life is going to change and then you're going to show everybody.
I'm hoping and praying.
Lieutenant Sherrard and her officers have been giving evidence on Crystal Lugo's investigation. Today, the senior staff members are meeting to discuss it and look at her appeal.
And Crystal Lugo? Victoria Diaz came up to me stating that she just found out that Crystal Lugo was the person that, in the case for the teenage girl that was placed in a cage, and she claimed that the teenage victim was her sister. She also stated to me that there's supposed to be 2 or 3 Kilby Street gang women coming into the facility to take care of her.
So she's definitely telling. That's telling 100%.
So I had Mascara do some phone reviews for me. Diaz said, yeah, I just found out about it just now. But she didn't make any comments about causing any harm or making any threats to her. The Kilby Street.
Imagine being those two getting locked up to go see this girl. They get locked up, do this crime, catch a case, get in there just to find out the girl's in PC because your little friend told them that they were coming.
Gang is now become a bigger issue for us because we all know that they are much more violent than most of the gang involvement that other women have. The threats against Lugo seem to be real.
With the jail worried about the Kilby Street gang coming in, and
I didn't see anything real about that threat at all. You're keeping her in PC for no fucking reason. Guaranteed. That's what I got out of it.
Carrying out a hit on Crystal.
The question is, why do they do this? They do this right so thoughtlessly. Something this stupid. They could just put her in a different unit, right? And then keep the Kilby Street or known Kilby Street people away from her, right? But they just leave her in the hole. Like that's what gets me so mad about prison and shit like that. And it's not like I've ever been in PC and had to deal with shit like that, but it's that attitude of leaving you there just because, you know, they don't care to make a better decision because it would be something like work to them, you know?
Her back with the other inmates could see her life under threat. It's early morning at Western Massachusetts Regional Women's Correctional Center, and court day is finally here for Vanessa.
Can you lift 1 foot at a time, please? Thank you. Great, and he's going to scan you in. You can have a seat number 3.
She needs the judge to release her to a drug rehabilitation program.
I know if I have this child in jail, DCF will take the baby. And I know I'll have to lose another kid. And the pain of losing a child, I think it's one of the worst things ever that you can ever go through. I feel like it's literally a PC that gets ripped. And no one knows what that feels like until they actually go through it. I can grab these.
That's the crazy thing right there. Your perspective is everything. And you really don't understand what it's like to go through something until you actually go through it. Even watching it right here on the screen, you're seeing it right here inside the prison. You still don't understand the feeling that you have walking in and out of that door right there, or walking in front of that CO and having to ask them for that piece of paper. You know, you are at their mercy. It sucks, bro.
I don't want to live my life like this. Because this is not fun. Checking in and out, getting body scans, strip search, just to go to a court date. It's not fun.
And then just place 1 foot at a time and bring it down. Good.
That shit's overrated.
Hell yeah.
I hate this part. I feel like this is the most embarrassing part about it all. Belly, shackles. You don't even have shackles.
She's my favorite one on this whole thing.
No, I can't get them down here, but up here.
Just because she seems like such a cool girl. She seems like a real chick just dealing with what she has to deal with as it comes. But, you know, she has a bad way of thinking, but she could change that as she gets older. She'll see things that are wrong with that way of thinking.
Okay. Yeah, you sit next to me. That's fine. Kimmy's gonna sit next to me too. Both of y'all. Here we go.
Vanessa's future and that of her baby is now in the hands of the judge. With a decision made on Crystal's future, Councillor Peach and Lieutenant Sherrard call her in to talk it over.
Come on in, Miss Lugo. No, I can stand. So we did go over the information that we received, and at this point, we deemed that our initial placement of you here on protected custody is where we're going to keep you for this week. We do believe and that the information received is very credible and the threat is very real. We're doing more investigation, that some Kibbe Street gang members are coming here and that there's a price on your head regarding the victim in your case that you're being accused of. We're going to review you again next week.
I don't even want to get out now.
I know this is a lot.
It's bullshit because you see them telling her that, and it's like they've just went and had this, you know, elaborate discussion on why they really have to keep her there for her life safety, because if not, she would be hurt or killed out there in population. But I only see one person talking, and also that person is doing a lot of talking but not a lot of walking because she was on the same block with her. Why the fuck didn't she already do something if she's gonna do something? Like, so move that other girl to PC because she's the one who looks like she's scared to me, you know?
It is unfortunate.
I mean, there is no victims in this world. Like, you know, we're convicts. We go in there, we do what we do, and we accept our consequences as they come and as they hand them to us. But you know, they could do things, you know, more humane. Like,
Is Diaz the one who told you this?
I can't discuss the investigation. There's more than one person that I'm investigating.
now she's smartening up.
Behind us. And I want to be fair to you as much as I can, but I really need to protect you first and foremost.
Hey, that's what it looks like when someone lies. That's the face of a liar.
Gang members are coming here and that there's a price on your head.
Inmate India is ready to call in her debts.
Oh, snap.
Payday, I pull out my little list and I see everybody that owes me money.
24.
That's $24?
Yeah.
I expect you to know that once you get your commissary, you have to pay me back. I hate to have to harass you for it, but if I have to, I will, or I'll send somebody to go tell them, like, yo, Indy says she wants her shit. This cheese is $1. So I'll be like, all right, I want $2, or I want 2 of them, so I get 3. Like, if they put money on my books, I give it to them for double. If they don't give it to me in my books, then I'll give it to them for triple.
Damn. See, everywhere is different. You know what I mean? Triple, that's a lot.
Double of it. Sometimes they're like, oh, that's a lot. Well, I don't really care. It's like, do you want it or not?
Hey, that's the thing right there too with business in prison. If you don't like it, go somewhere else or start your own, bro. You just gotta respect the hustle, man. I just don't deal with people that don't give me good deals. If you don't give me a good deal, I promise you, I will not buy it from you. If it's the last thing on the block, I will not buy it. I am so stubborn when I'm buying drugs, anything in there, right? I want the best deal. I want it, and I'm gonna get it.
Everybody knows either you wrap it in a shirt, put it in a trash can, and we just switch off trash cans all day. Oh, I already got my stuff. Those are the days that are kind of like iffy too, because I don't want to put out too much like alarm towards the officers, because they'll see like, oh, what's all this movement going towards your room, or they see all the trash cans. That's why I try to like only deal with people that I know are discreet about it. Like if I know they're gonna be like too loud or too showy about it, I just won't deal with them. I'll be like, I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, that's the difference too, right there. Upstate, we could just deal with this store ain't shit. The cops don't care about the store. They're worried about way bigger things up there. But yeah, I guess you would have to be like that. I don't know.
To be honest, a lot of the things that we catch in this facility is due to, I guess, what the inmates call snitches. We have confidential informants. That's what we call them as staff. They'll let us know that something's going on, and then we will investigate it further. We can look.
That's the basis of every prison right there. Snitches, bro. I hate snitches. They ruin the prison society. Like, you know, we go in there together. Like we're all in there alone, but we're in there together. You know what I mean? We came alone, but we're in there together. We're going through the same shit. But you got these little weasels that try to fucking suck up to the cops and like give them the information, try to get little things like good time and fucking candy bars and freaking hand jobs or whatever else
into their cash transactions. So if they've had people from the outside deposit money onto their books that deposits money on someone else's books as well, we're able to catch them that way, or simply just observing them in the pod, trading the items.
But it's funny. It's like, what exactly are they doing that's illegal so bad that you really are worried about them trading food items, dude? You know what I mean? Like
going to a store and coming away from the room with a bunch of items in their hand.
Ooh.
Although the correctional officers are aware India has a store, they don't have enough.
Just remember what that CO acted so seriously about. You know, store food. We're talking about, she sat there with a straight face and just tried to be super serious. Like if they send money to someone else's account, who we know sends money to someone else's account, that's how we catch them. Selling Snickers bars on the block. Like, fuck out of here, you fucking clown.
Information to investigate her. It's the end of the day, and the court intakes and returnees have arrived back at the jail.
All right, ladies, head to this left. Head to left.
I got a bed. I have a program. I have to bed, but I can't go to the 30th because the piece of paper of proof, even though my lawyer and the COs that were downstairs should have been enough proof, of my transportation, right? It was transportation or some shit. Right. The piece of paper wasn't there pretty much for proof, some bullshit. And so I have to wait till the 30th when my lawyer gets back from vacation to be able to go to the program.
Damn.
When I got out of court, I was so upset because I could have had my bed, been at my bed. I should be in my bed right now, and I'm not.
That's the worst feeling right there. Just, you know that they could do it and it's so easy. There's probably open beds in that program just sitting there right now while she's in this prison cell, but they just, some glitch in the system where they couldn't get her to that bed, or there's like a lack in communication or something, and that's why the system is so broken.
Antsy, because they said that it was in the making, that it's all fine. I have the bed, I have this, I have that, everything's set up, but I just don't have paperwork yet. And that's what the judge wants, is the paper documentation stating that it's all solid concrete. If nothing works,
I mean, I guess at the end of the day, she's healthy in there, whatever, but she's still pregnant and deserves to be having at least a little bit of comfort. I mean, she's in there for something very minor.
Out by the 30th, and I have to have the baby in jail. It's gonna be probably one of the worst things that happened in my life.
And that's another part. It's like they know they could get this woman in a place where she could have her baby out in the streets, and it might change her life. That little bit of compassion might change her view and attitude on the system. Sad. That was the end of that documentary, guys. I hope you liked it. I appreciate everybody for showing up and watching. If you've watched all the way till this part right here, guys, I got the best content on the way, man. I'm working on some fire shit, bro. I'm constantly in the works on something. So if you can become a member for $2.99, support something great. The W Number Podcast, we're growing, and you know, the biggest struggle to me though is finding the funds to continue to pay for all the things that you need to pay for in order to do this full time. So any help that you guys could provide would be great. My Cash App is the W Number, just money sign the W Number, with no spaces, no nothing. The word the W and then the word number, no spaces. But I appreciate everybody again for showing up, man. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, share this to a friend. You already know what time it is, man. W Number. Ow! Bro, that's the real battle in life, is just to maintain a life on life's terms, clean. I mean, Friedrich Nietzsche, what he did was he went out into the mountains and didn't eat. He wouldn't drink alcohol. He didn't smoke cigarettes. He drank water and ate bland food and lived in the mountains, basically, when he was writing Thus Spoke Zarathustra. And like, that's what they basically said drove him insane, was just being with himself so heavily and so deeply for so long. But, you know, the dude had a point when it came to like really finding yourself and just being alone and just not being on any substances that could alter your mind in any way, just being you with you and being okay with being with self. I mean, that's like basically that's segregation and solitary confinement. I did it for so long, man, but that was a different environment. I feel like doing it purposely and up in the mountains might be different, but like, damn, man. Yeah, he had a point.
This is